Chapter 44. Ma and Ba continued to wait for Min Li, quietly and sadly. Even though they told themselves that they trusted Min Li and believed she would return, Ma spent most of her time looking out the window, lost in thought, while Ba grew older and grayer every day. The only time they found comfort was in the evenings, when Ba would tell a story to make the time pass faster. In the escape of Ba's tales, they could forget that Min Li was not with them and imagine that she was there listening. One evening, when the moon filled the sky, Ma spoke. "Husband," she said, "tonight I would like to tell you a story." Ba was slightly surprised, but nodded. The story that Ma told. Once there was a woman who had a kind husband and a beautiful daughter. A great mountain shadowed their home, making the land that they lived on poor and their house small. But there was always enough to eat, and the water always flowed in hot months, while the fire always burned during the cold ones. Yet the woman was not content. The woman begrudged the barren mountain and the meager land, and swallowed her plain rice with bitterness. She frowned at the humble cotton of their clothes, and sighed in resentment at the tight rooms of the house. Day after day the woman grumbled. When she heard stories of treasures of gold and jade, she was filled with envy. "Why do we have nothing?" she sulked in frustration. "We have no treasures, no fortune. Why are we so poor?" Her husband and daughter worked harder every day, hoping to bring wealth to their house. But the unfeeling land did not cooperate, and the house remained cramped. The clothes stayed modest, and there was always only just enough rice for the three of them. The woman also remained unhappy. Her displeasure grew like weeds, uncontrollable and tangling. The woman was so caught up in her dissatisfaction, she did not realize that she was planting seeds of discontent in her daughter as well. Until then, her daughter had been pleased with their life, but now she began to feel troubled. The rice that filled their bowls began to taste bland. The clothes she had liked for their colors now felt rough, and the house that she had run freely around in had become stifling. Finally, unable to bear the growing frustration, the daughter stole away in the middle of the night, vowing not to return until she could bring a fortune back to her family. And it was only then that the woman saw the stupidity of her behavior. For without her daughter, the house became too large and empty, and she was not hungry for the extra rice. As the days passed in loneliness, fear, and worry, the woman cursed herself for her selfishness and foolishness. How lucky she had been! She was at last able to see that her daughter's laughter and love could not be improved by having the finest clothes or jewels. That joy had been in her home like a gift waiting to be opened. The woman wept tears for which there was no comfort. For all the time that she had been longing for treasures, she had already had the one most precious. Now wiser, the woman could do nothing but go to her husband, beg forgiveness for her actions, and hope to some day do the same with her daughter. She did not know if she would receive compassion from either, but she vowed she would wait for it. If necessary, she would wait like the mountain that shadowed them. As Ma finished, she sat herself down at Ba's feet, and like a child, she placed her head in his lap. "Husband," she said, "I've said it was your fault that Min Li ran away, and I was wrong. I am to blame. Min Li knew I was discontent with our fortune. If I had not been, she would not have left. I am sorry." Ba could not speak. The moon outside was so full it looked as if it would burst, and moistness dampened his eyes. He placed his hand tenderly on Ma's head. "Ah, good," the fish said. "If you make happy those that are near, those that are far will come." Ma's head raised in a jerk. She looked over at the fish and then looked at Ba, her eyes wide. "Did the fish say something?" she asked.